Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Become an Author podcast. I love doing this podcast because I have the opportunity to meet individuals that have been writing for years and share their experience. And I have that opportunity to meet brand new authors that are just starting on their author's journey. This podcast is sponsored by Elite Publications. Everyone has a story. You just have to get it out. And you can visit our website at www.elitepublications.org. You know, I'm excited today because I have a young man that's always moving forward, always trying to, live in my mantra of making the world a better place. And that is Grandmaster Stephen Miller. He is a martial artist. He is an international best-selling author, and he's been bitten by the bug. Hey, sir, how you doing?
Fantastic, sir. It's a great day. How are you?
Hey, I'm better and better, trying to make the world a better place. Again, congratulations. I really love working with individuals that are action takers and they just move forward. You're moving into your second book. You released another book about 4 months ago, and
Yes,
it became international bestseller. You've got another book coming out that in a few weeks, a compilation book that you wrote with about 20 other master level instructors. So again, you're doing it. You're being busy. You're doing things. But today we are here, everyone, for a cover reveal of his new book. And so when you think about his new book, I'm always asked, what do you write about? You got 60 books. What do you write about? And I always tell everyone, I write about everything I am doing. And so that's how I wound up with 60 plus books, because everything's a good idea. If somebody wants to use that information, they need that information. And your book, The Influence of Confidence, Discipline, and Respect in Leadership, I think is really, perfect. And I know, you're a martial artist and you have all these other things, you on your job, you're a leader, and you put all these practices together. Now you have an amazing book that you brought out. So we want to unpack how confidence, discipline, and respect, how are those traits, the pillars of foundation to effective leadership in today's world. So again, everyone, want to welcome Stephen Miller, international best-selling author, and you're going to have the opportunity to see his cover. We've been going at it about 3 weeks, asking people what were their opinions about the different covers, and the votes are in. So don't go, because you want to see his new cover that's going to be revealed. So, sir, tell us a little bit about you to get us kicked off here.
Absolutely, sir. So again, Grandmaster Stephen Miller, been training for, almost 43 years now. July will be 43. 7th Dan black belt in Taekwondo, and first degree black belt in swords. It's been a wonderful journey. Got to meet a lot of amazing martial artists throughout my career, including yourself, as well as many others at some of your events and others that I've been blessed to attend. But yeah, it's really helped shape my life, who I am. And I'm hoping through my teaching that I'm helping to shape some other people's lives and help them become better people as they go out about their lives.
Well, that is truly amazing. And it's just, I always tell people, it's just information. If I have information that can help you become better, that's what you want to be able to do.
Yeah.
And I was asked a week ago, well, what's the big deal about writing a book? Well, number one, you can write a book because it's a bucket list. Now, a bucket list is something I always wanted to do, and I do it. And it doesn't really have to have an outcome. Or you can write a book that you want to be able to influence people. You can use in your job. You can use on your, teaching platforms. So there's a lot of different things you can do with a book. It's really more than a giant business card. It's a giant business card on steroids. And so the other reason why I write books is because, Amazon gave me, I think that is 64 million reasons. And those 64 million reasons, because that's what they paid out in January to all of the authors that have written books. Whether it's a small amount or a large amount, the more you work your book, the more you make. And that's the great thing about it. Because let's think about it. Amazon paid out $64 million to authors, people that were telling a story, doing something to influence someone's life. So do you have a story? Do you have something that could empower and influence someone's life? Then, hey, you write about it. And if you want to know how to get started, you can reach out to us. Again, that is Elite Publications, elitepublications.org, and be more than happy to share that information. So are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
You ready?
Let's see it.
All right. I guess we should have some drum roll. Let's see. I'm not going to mess that up. I'm not going. Oh, here we go.
There it is.
Congratulations, sir. I really should have my cheering music on or something on to help to celebrate this. So everyone,
yes.
You are now looking at the cover for Stephen Miller's new book, The Influence of Confidence, Discipline, and Respect in Leadership. So this is a really big day, sir. Now you're just a few weeks away, because right now we're waiting for the Library of Congress number to be sent back, because this book is going to be in the Library of Congress. It's going to be available on hundreds of websites, bookstores, and it will be available. So remember, pen mark this. This is Stephen Miller's new book that is coming out. And I know you've written before, and it's always exciting when you receive your book in the mail and you open that package for the very first time and you're looking at your book. So tell us, how does that feel?
Oh my gosh, sir. I mean, the children's book that we just worked on together that came out in November, like you were saying a couple minutes ago, when that came in, I was like holding it up and running around looking for my wife, like, honey, look, the cover, it's here, the book is here. And it's just, it's a proud, exciting moment that, the thoughts that you've had, like you've had with all your books. I've been working on those ideas for years in my own training and trying to implement it in my teaching, and to put it on paper to now maybe even help somebody that is not associated with my school or that I don't even know, because it could be sold in Canada, Australia, wherever. It's pretty cool. And so I already cut a cover off of one of them, and I'm framing it up and hanging it on my wall. So it's very exciting.
Well, and that's what we want our authors to be able to feel, is that excitement, because now we move into phase 2, and that is letting people know about it, because this is a great book to add to a leadership team or someone that is in leadership and want to bring a different aspect to your training. Again, you have the business things that you do, that you are a leader in, your martial arts business that you're a leader in, you have all of those things. So now you've become an expert in leadership. And this is what a book will do. A book will make you an expert and will help to be sought out. And I know your children's book, a few weeks ago, you were invited to a school, and all the kids, they purchased books, and you did a book signing at the school. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. It was yeah, it was on during the Read Across America that week, and yeah, I was invited in, and I did 2 readings, one to kindergarten through 2nd grade, and then a second reading for the 3rd to 5th graders. So I got to read the book to him, and I actually brought some boards, and I had some of the students break boards that day. So it was, listening to him cheer, and and it was just a very cool thing, because when I was talking about the story and different parts of it as I was reading it to him, and I'm going, do you guys understand this? Do you guys have any similar experiences? And all the little hands shooting up and like, yeah, I do that. And I know what you're talking about. I can't draw this. And so it was neat to see the faces on all the little kids get excited as I was reading the book to them, and and watching the smiles on the faces of the ones that got the chance to break the board. So it was just a wonderful day, sir. It was truly amazing.
Yeah, and those are the things we want. That's how we impact the world. Now, just think about those kids there. You got 25, 30 kids, how you have already impacted their lives through your storybook. And so whether you are a fiction or nonfiction writer, that really doesn't matter. You can now get your story out there, and you can make a difference in the world through your story. So tell us, what is the story behind this new book?
So when I first started training, I really lacked a lot of discipline and confidence. And so when I first started training in Taekwondo, way back when I was 16, these were the first 2 areas that I needed help in. And through my training, I started growing more confident and learning discipline. And the respect just kind of transcended from all that teaching, as from the culture of Taekwondo, which, as you know, from any martial art, is a very respectful art if you're properly training, let's put it that way. And then from my parents on the other side, learning respect. So as I've matured over the years, I've now put that into practice in my life, as far as how I hold myself at work. And then when I'm teaching, I try to, bring those methods across to my students. We've talked about this before, but the name of my school is CDR Taekwondo, standing for confidence, discipline, respect, because those are 3 such important core values that anybody should have if they want to be successful in life. If you don't walk around with confidence, you're not going to have people follow you, because they're going to be looking for someone else to give them the answers. You got to be disciplined enough to stay on the path that you're looking to get to, but you got to have respect for yourself as well as the others that are helping you, because with every part of confidence, you don't always know all the answers. So being confident doesn't mean you're always right. You have to have respect in others to listen to them and use their suggestions that could be a better way. So I've now implemented that in my work, in my school, and it's made a huge difference in my life, and I'm hoping it helps other people in their leadership roles.
Yeah, and that's really key when we think about discipline. So how does discipline shape long-term success and personal mastery?
Well, with discipline, I mean, you have to, again, stay on a path that you're looking for. You have to, we all drift, right? We all get stuck on a bump, and you want to just change directions and run and hide, because that just seems to be the mentality nowadays. But you have to be strong enough to stay focused and disciplined to keep going forward with whatever is your goal is, whether it's, if it's a business, you're trying to hit, 1.2 million for this next quarter, or if it's, if it's a bakery, you're trying to sell so many cakes within the next month. There's a way to get to that point. And if you get distracted and lose your focus and then lose your discipline towards that, you're not going to attain the goals that you're aiming for. So it's really, you got to maintain that drive and not let it steer you away when you hit a bump, or when somebody else is in your ear that may not have the same vision as you. And sir, I mean, people try to talk you out of things all the time, just because, it's like, I always think of Steve Harvey when he says, your imagination is the preview of life's coming attractions, right? So somebody who doesn't have the same imagination as you is not going to have the same views as you. So they're going to constantly be trying to talk you maybe out of it or just talk it down because they don't believe in it. You have to stay disciplined in your belief, your imagination, and go for it, because the only way you're going to get there is by your effort, not theirs. They're not going to help you. You got to do it on your own.
Well, you're exactly right. That's the reason why personal mastery is so important. And these are things that, in the School of Martial Arts, that they should be teaching. And I think you're demonstrating, in your leadership program, that now you have a book, a curriculum on how to be able to do that. And so, it might be some great opportunities. I see some great opportunities for different workshops that's actually on leadership and, discipline. So I think there's a lot of things that corporate trainers would like to gain, I think, from your program. And you're correct, because people can be cruel and say things to you, especially when you're younger, that really has a major impact. And I shared a story. I think I was in probably about 11th grade or somewhere along there, and I was a goof off in school. I confess that. But I was doing an economics class, and we were doing a business plan, and I really got into that business plan. There wasn't too many things that really interest me, and I really got into this business plan. And I turned my paper in, and the teacher called me. I think I may have told you this, but the teacher called me to the front of the classroom, and she says, "Jessie, did you write this?" I'm standing. I'm like a puppy there. Yes, ma'am. No, you didn't. She tore it up and put it in the trash can. But just that experience from a negative reaction has driven me all of my life.
Yep.
And if I'm any success in business or whatever, blame Miss Smith. That was her name, the name of the teacher. Blame her, because instead of me taking that as a negative, then I had those doors open, those opportunities. But that's what you really had. Those are your life lessons. So I could write a book on Miss Smith tore up my business plan. Look at me now, And guess what? In the first weekend in May, they've asked me to come back and be a guest speaker at our homecoming.
Oh my gosh!
The school is celebrating 100 years, so I'm one of the guest speakers on the program. So
nice.
I look at that and I go, okay, but they recognized that because members of the board found out I was a publisher and I had written all of these books. So that's a segue that goes into opening doors that provides opportunity. You never know where that opportunity may land. So now in I'm hoping it's not a full circle, but in a full circle, the school where the teacher called me in front of the room and tore my paper up, they're now 55 years later, they're asking me to come back and be the guest speaker.
They're going to need a lot of shredders if they're going to try to tear your papers up, because you got 60 some books to give them to shred. You're going to be there a long time.
Nah, they are old. That's too much work for them. That's too much work. Everyone, I'm here with Stephen Miller, martial artist, international best-selling author, and we're doing the cover reveal for his new book that's going to be coming out in a few weeks. And, we want to encourage everyone. Everyone has a story. You just have to get it out. It's, once you start, I have people that will tell me, well, listen, I'm not educated enough to take and write a book. Listen, this is the 21st century. Then you should educate yourself. You should use the book to now to tell your story, your legacy. And so, Mr. Miller, one of the things I'm going to do I woke up the other morning and I have these dreams at night and I wake up and just go do them. I call it God speaking to me, and I'm always obedient. And so what I've decided to do, I am going to write a legacy book on the school, because it's really a historical school. And so I'm giving that to them. So I'm going to write a book, and then all the proceeds from the book will be going back to the school. And but you see all the things that we can do. So now, since I'm in publishing, I'm going to have everybody to bring their family stories, and we're going to put them in the book that went to that school. And we're going to put them in the book, and then we're going to turn around and we're going to publish the book, and we're going to use that book as a fundraiser. You see the different things you do, because you can give back.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be a taker. You can give back. What a
great idea, sir. That's a fantastic idea.
You know, and again, that's what you want to look at when you're writing your book, you know, so you're giving back through your book, because all the years of instruction and the different things you're doing, you know, this book that you have here can be powerful. So it's not a giant doorstep. So if someone out there, you're thinking about writing a book, so you have to ask yourself the question before you get started. Start with the end in mind. What is it you want your book to do? If you say, well, I don't know, well, you really need to make that decision before you write a book. Because if you're writing a book and it's a bucket list, that is perfectly fine. But you want to be able to write a book so that people can read it and they can change their lives. We're in a season right now in which we need help. You know, the world, the U.S., everything else is in these different places. That's not very good. So we need leadership. And that word that you have on your book is respect.
Yeah.
Respect in leadership. And that's what we are lacking right now. So you write about how do we solve this problem? So again, I love your book. I'm just excited about, you know, getting ready to let it release it. And, you know, thank you for entrusting Elite Publications with the opportunity to do the publishing work, you know, for you.
I thank you and your team. I mean, we've now, like you said, this is our second individual book, plus, you know, the couple compilations and magazines you and I have done together. Your team is wonderful. And like Hanshi's saying, anybody interested in publishing a book, please contact Hanshi and Elite Publications, because they help walk you through the process step by step, make it so easy to help you get your message out that you're trying to write about. I feel so blessed to have met you at your event a couple years ago. It's really made an impact in my life and helped me do things like this that I've, you know, thrown around in my head for years and years and years, because I've been, like we've talked about already, teaching it, using it, whatnot. And you've helped me put it on paper and put it out to help other people. So the honor is mine, sir, to be working with you. So thank you.
Well, you know, we definitely appreciate you. So everyone, if you are looking to have this experience of writing your book, and again, this is the cover reveal, and we want to thank everyone that participated in the cover search to find a new cover, and you went to social media and you liked the cover, particular cover, and you made a vote on it. You know, we want to say thank you. And, you know, the book's going to be coming out, and we're going to let you know when it's coming out. But it's an amazing book to add to your leadership team. For parents, it is a great book for you to read and have discussions with your kids. So this is an overall a book. It's not a karate or taekwondo book. This is a leadership book. And when you think about leadership, that is something you will use all of your life. And if you can learn how to do it better, then you're way ahead of the game. Any last words from you, sir?
No, just looking forward to the next project. You know, I'm already working on the next kids book. So I'm excited for this one to come out, and looking forward to our continued professional relationship as well as our friendship. And yeah, we'll be talking soon about some new stuff, you and I'm sure.
Well, you know, remember I told you, after you write your third book, then, you know, you're really on the road. And everyone, remember, monetize your story. You've got a story that can help a lot of people, then monetize it. Publish a book. Put your information out there that someone can get it, and the revenue that you create from your book, and you don't want it, that's fine. We have a nonprofit organization called the American Martial Arts Alliance. You can make a donation to us, and we will send you a tax form so you can get credit for it. But tell your story. The graveyard's the richest place in the world because all the untold stories are buried there. So remember, you have something special. Make sure you share it with us. Okay, everyone. Again, we're going to be letting you know just in a couple of weeks how to be able to get a copy of this amazing book. Again, I'm Jessie Bowen with Elite Publications. You can visit the website, and the website is www.elitepublications.org. Remember, change your life and change the world. Be blessed.